This is kind of what we've been working on. Figuring out how to go from the English language that we speak to making it a mathematical sentence, going from a word sentence to a math sentence. This lesson is going to show us some different ways and some different phrases that, some key words that are going to help us. So, put together or combine. What operation would you guess that that means? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. We're putting things together. You've got a pile of M&Ms. I've got a pile of M&Ms. Let's put them together. What are we doing?
Addition.
We're adding. Okay. The next one. Find out how much more or how much less. So you've got a large pile of M&Ms. I have a small pile of M&Ms. How do we find out how much more you have? It's subtraction. If we have groups, each one of you has an equal group of 5 M&Ms, and we want to know how many total M&Ms we have in this room. What is that? Ooh. Multiplication. And then obviously the last one is going to be division. To separate into equal groups is going to be division. Now, I want you to take note of this. We're going to have sentences. For your homework, you're going to have sentences that say, put together, or we are going to combine 7 M&Ms with 5 M&Ms. How many do we have? And obviously, the operation is addition. Notice these specific phrases. So it says, Lake Superior is the largest lake in North America. A stands for the area in square miles of Lake Superior. Lake Erie has an area of 9,910 square miles. Write an expression to show how much larger Lake Superior is than Lake Erie. Notice, show how much larger. Let's think about that last little chart we just saw. What do you think our operation is going to be? Subtraction. It tells us right there. These words, how much larger, you know we're going to have subtraction. Now, you also know that in our algebraic expression, we're going to have this and we're going to have this. We just need to go which one is going to go where. It says Lake Superior is the largest lake in North America, and A stands for the area in square miles of Lake Superior. Lake Erie has an area of 9,910. How do we find out how much larger Lake Superior is? Does the A go in front of the minus symbol, or does the A go after the minus symbol? In front of. A minus 9,910, and that's it. That's all it's asking for. I know a lot of you are going to want to do this, equals something, and you have this need to want to solve it. You have this desire to solve it, and some of you are going to come up to me and go, Mr. Eichmann, I don't know how to do this. It doesn't tell us what Lake Superior. I can't solve it. It's not asking you to do that, is it? It says write an expression. That's your problem. You need to write an expression. So right here, what you've written, A minus 9,910, there's your answer. That's all you need. You don't need anything else. Don't try and do any more than that. Okay? Because you'll only confuse yourself. So let's go to the next one. Let P represent the number of colored pencils in a box. There are 26 boxes on the shelf. Write an algebraic expression to represent the total number of pencils on the shelf. There's clues here. We need to figure out our clues. What operation are we going to do? To me, it looks like we've got the number of colored pencils in a box, and we have 26 boxes. That sounds to me like equal groups. Wouldn't you say? There's equal groups because you got a box of pencils, you got 26 of these, so you have equal groups. Automatically, your brain should be going, I'm going to be dealing with either multiplication or division. When you look at the question then, it says to represent the total number of pencils. Is the total number of pencils going to be more or less than the number of boxes that we have? Let's think about that. It's going to be more. Because hopefully there's pencils in the box, right? So you know it's going to be more. So right now, bam, you should know multiplication. Equal groups, going to be more, multiplication. So we make our little dot for multiplication, and we need to decide. Does the P go before the dot or after the dot? Or does it matter? Krista? Why? It's one of our properties. Addition, multiplication. It doesn't matter what order we put it in. Okay? So we have 26 times P. Now, I'm kind of a pain. What would I like to see? What would be my ideal? What would be my best to have you guys write down? 26P. Exactly. That's what I would like to see. The Nile River is the world's longest river. Let N stand for the length of miles of the Nile. The Panera River is 3,030 miles long. Write an expression to show how much longer. What's our operation? Were you sleeping during that first chart? I can go back to it. What operation are we going to do when it says how much more or how much less? Subtract. So it says how much longer. So we're going to subtract. Does N go before the subtraction symbol or after? Before. P minus. Oh, N. Sorry. Stuck on the last one. N is 3,030. That's it. We're done. That's all we need. We don't need to do anything else. We don't need to try and go figure out how long the Nile is. We don't have enough information. All we need to do is write this. P represents the number of paper clips in a box. If there are 125 boxes in a case, write an algebraic expression to represent the total number of paper clips in the case. What's our operation? I'm just going to start calling on random people, so you better be paying attention. It doesn't say how much more, does it? Or multiply. And actually, how much more would be subtraction. So we're going to multiply. And P and 125. And I'm a pain. What do I want? 125P. Several different ways we can write math expression with words. Now, these charts are in your These charts are in your book, and so I want you to make sure that you pay attention to these. You are going to see this kind of stuff, and on your quizzes, you're going to have questions. It's going to say, write 38 plus 37 plus 28 3 different ways. Well, you can say 28 added to 37. You could say 37 plus 28. You can say the sum of 37 and 28. You can say 28 more than 37. There are so many different ways to say it. This is the same thing. Added, plus, sum, more than. All of these things. That's for addition. Oh, I want to go back one thing. With addition, does it matter what order these are in? Not at all. Makes no difference at all. You could have 37 and 28 flipped around. However, when we get to subtraction, order matters. Somebody tell me, what do you think you can say for this? What are a couple of different ways you can say this? 12 taken away from 90. You have to say it that way. You can't say 90 from 12 because that's different. 12 taken away from 90. What else? The difference of 90 minus 12, or the difference of 90 and 12. That will work. But you need to say it in that order, the same order that's up here. Anything else? How about the most simple one? 90 minus 12. That's what we always would say, isn't it? 12 subtracted from 90. 90 minus 12. The difference of 90 and 12. 12 less than 90. Notice that. 12 less than 90. Now it seems like it's flipped, but it still is 12 less from 90. Take away 12 from 90. Again, that's the same thing. K minus 12. 12 subtracted from K, all of those. Now, we have basically 8 times 48. Give me some words. Give it to me in words. In. You're doing very good. You're exactly right. 8 groups of 48. You could also say 48 groups of 8, because order doesn't matter with multiplication, right? What else could you say? 8 times 48. 8 multiplied by 48. I think we might have them all. Oh, the product, that's right. There's the answer to a multiplication product or multiplication problem is called product. Ooh. The quotient of 327 divided by 3. 327 divided by 3. I wouldn't say that. 327 divided by 3, or I believe you can say 327 separated into 3 equal groups. There's really only a couple for division. Again, these charts are all in your book. You're going to have to reference these when you do your homework, because your homework problem you're going to have like this. It says, write a phrase as a numerical or algebraic expression. So basically it's saying These are the words. Tell me what it is in math sentence. Like this is a word sentence. Give me a math sentence. What does this mean? Why don't you come up and write it? Because whatever you say is that. Very good. Someone want to come up and do the next one? (45x). Notice she put x. 45x. She didn't do this. That's confusing. We do not want to do that. She didn't do this, even though technically that's correct. You want to see the one I really don't like? Don't do that. Number comes first. Number comes first. Come up here. I know your brain's hurting. You don't understand this? Okay, you see less than. What do you think that means? Okay, so our operation is subtraction. Okay. And then we got our two numbers. We have 42 and 79. Which one do you think goes first? Good. Very good. You do understand this. You did just fine. Oh, beautiful. Y over 22 instead of and certainly not what is that? What is that? That's 22 divided by y. That's not what we said, is it? We said y divided by 22, so this is certainly not good. Now, we're going to be asked to go the other way. It's going to say 16 over b. What is that? Two phrases. I got to write it in words. What can I do? What can I do? I could easily say 16 divided by b. What else could I say? Don't say 16 over b. The quotient, Q-U-O-T-I, of 16 and b. Now, I can guarantee you that there's going to be people in this room that are going to get to these problems, and it's going to say write two phrases for each expression, and some of you are only going to do one, and some of you are going to basically say the same thing twice. This is two different ways. You need one way and you need two ways. You need both of them. Next one. What do we have here? What does this look like? What operation do we have here? We are multiplying. So someone tell me what is one way we could say this in words. Product of 75 and 32. And what else could we say? 75 times 32. That's the easiest one. 75 times 32. But you need the words. You need that part of it. Okay? Homework assignment. Out of your book, you will be doing page 60 to 61, numbers 12 to 34, all. And then I also want you to do number 36.